Welcome to another episode of Dining with Greatness. This evening, we're at Big Four Burgers in downtown New Albany with Dave Schuster. Dave, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
What'd you go with today?
I went with the Angus burger and sourdough bread with American cheese. Very tasty.
How many hamburgers is that for you today?
That makes two for today. Glad you're keeping count.
Give us a description of your eating habits.
When I'm at home, they're pretty healthy. When I'm at work and hanging out, not so much.
Is it the options at work, or is it the company you're keeping?
I would go with the company at work, and then the options in that order are affecting my eating habits.
So you think someone like me is a bad influence on you?
I would say yes.
What about some of your other coworkers? Is anyone worse than me?
No, you're up there.
How big a staple of your diet are vegetables?
Very minimal.
If a gun is pointed to your head and you had to eat one vegetable, what would you go with?
What would I go with? Carrots.
Carrots? You don't like dill pickles?
I could eat pickles.
Okay. I don't know how would that really... Are you talking raw carrots?
Sure.
Because I'm okay with raw carrots too. Because, to be candid, your eating habits are very similar to mine. I think I might eat a little healthier, but it's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, you get a little more roughage in your diet than I do.
Yeah. You had jury duty recently, didn't you?
I did.
How many times has this been for you?
I've been on jury duty 3 times and actually 2 in the actual courthouse.
Okay, so you've been turned away 1 time.
Right, but I had to sit there all day.
Do you feel like this gives you a greater appreciation of our legal system?
Actually experiencing a civil case and a criminal case, I would say yes.
Do you have a favorite lawyer, either real or fictitious? Maybe, Atticus Finch, Racehorse Haynes, Jackie Childs, anybody?
You're putting me on the spot here. Columbo. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
He's a private
eye. I'm
yeah.
sorry. No, I can't say that off the top of my head.
Since we've ascertained that Columbo is not an attorney, you don't really have a favorite. So, do you feel like tell us what makes you more qualified to be a juror than maybe some of the rest of us who've never been on a jury?
I guess I look a little too honest. And I don't fuss much when I'm in the court.
Well, that's unusual, because you do everywhere else.
Yes, I do.
A lot of people find themselves in court because of driving infractions. You had a recent episode. Tell us about it.
Well, let's see. About a week and a half ago, I was going down 111.
That's a highway here on our way to work in southern Indiana.
Somebody wasn't observing the speed limit. They were going extremely slow. So I took it upon myself to pass them at a slightly higher rate of speed. And a little to my knowledge at the time was a policeman sitting on the side of the road who, as I passed him, turned on his lights and pulled me over. But I did luck out and just get a warning.
There you go. What's your philosophy as a driver?
Well, it used to be no cop, no stop, but in my younger days, but I've kind of...
Is it safety first?
Well, I will wear my seatbelt, but I still like to drive extremely fast.
Would you consider yourself an aggressive driver?
Yes.
A hostile driver?
I will use profanity in the car when somebody's done me wrong.
How many times within your car have you experienced road rage?
I don't know if I've kept the count. I'm sure it's over 10.
Is it pretty routine?
No, not too routine, but I'm an impatient driver.
Okay, yeah, because I keep a pretty hostile dialogue in my own car. So
you have like a tally sheet?
No. I probably should, though. What's the status of your car? You keep a clean car, a lot of stuff in there? Is there a lot of clutter? Or?
No, most of the time it's very, very clean.
You're a pretty organized guy, though, aren't you?
I try to be.
So would you say your desk at work, your apartment, your car, these are all clutter-free?
There's a little clutter. If you probably observed me maybe 10, 15 years ago, ago, you wouldn't think anybody lived in my apartment or worked at my desk. Let myself go a little bit over the years, but still very organized.
Yeah. You're a baseball card collector.
Yes.
Did you engage in a lot of trading sessions as a kid with other people in the neighborhood? Or were you strictly a value collector from the game?
No, back when I was younger, traded with some friends and cousins. I used to go to a lot of baseball card shows. Those were always fun.
Do you sell a lot of them now?
I do dabble on eBay, and I list some cards and sell them occasionally.
What's the most you've ever got?
The most I've ever gotten for one card, I want to say about $80. I mean, I don't have a huge collection. I have some valuable cards, but I don't sell those.
Would you have a Honus Wagner?
I do not have a Honus Wagner. So you got one to sell it really, really cheap. I'd be interested.
Where do you buy cards now? Because you can't just go to the store the way you get them.
I do buy them at Target, Walmart, on eBay itself.
Target. We got somebody else who's stopping at Target.
Yeah, we do. So, shouts out to Target.
Target, yeah. Are you ready for a very special timing run around?
I am ready as we're going to be.
Dave is a native of Cleveland, Ohio.
Woohoo!
Big sports fan, so what we're going to do is, in a very special timing run around, I'm going to throw out the name of a Cleveland Indian baseball player from his youth. And I just want a real quick synopsis of this particular player. We got 7 or 8 of these. You ready? Quick, Dave.
Let's go.
Quick.
Let's go.
Quick. Len Barker.
Pitcher. 1981. Perfect game.
Buddy Bell.
Third baseman. Played for the Rangers later in his life. His father was Gus Bell. Also played in the majors prior to that.
Joe Charbonneau.
Super Joe Charbonneau. Couple year hit wonder. Big Cleveland fans love him. Used to open beer bottles with his eyelids.
Yeah. That's a nice gift.
Yeah. Everybody's got special talents.
Yeah. Mike Hargrove.
The human rain delay.
Did you like him better as a manager or as a player?
I'd have to say I liked him better as a manager because he was the rain delay as a player. He would just take his time in the batter's box, readjust his batting gloves, his stance every pitching. Slowed the game down.
Dwayne Kuiper.
Second baseman for the Indians. About when I started getting interested in baseball, don't know a lot about Dwayne.
He only had one career home run, I think.
Yeah, wasn't very powerful.
Yeah. Rick Manning.
Center fielder for the Indians. One of the first players I also remember. I think later in his career, he ended up playing for the Brewers.
Television voice of the Tribe now.
Tribe now? Oh boy, I'm not sure.
No, I think he is.
Oh, is he? Oh, I'm sorry. I knew I used to love
Maybe not. I might be wrong there. I thought he was.
Back in the day, I remember Joe Tate as an announcer, and I actually met Michael Ray guy when I was working in for the casinos in Detroit.
Andre Thornton.
Andre was the big power hitter of the Indians for the early 80s. Big fan of his growing up.
Good player on some really bad teams.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the 80s, there was a lot of good players on a lot of bad teams for the Indians.
And you had to know this one was coming last. Oscar Gamble.
Oscar Gamble didn't play very much for the Indians. More of a Yankees player. But we remember him for the big afro sticking out the back of the hat.
Big afro for Oscar. That's all we've got this episode for Dining with Greatness. We thank Dave for joining us. Once again, we don't know who we're going to have next time, whether there will be a next time. Thanks again for joining us. That's all we've got tonight.
Thank you, folks. Been a pleasure.